Good evening and welcome. In tonight's news, His Majesty King Abdullah calls for launching a humanitarian corridor to break the siege imposed on the Gaza Strip. Deputizing for His Majesty the King, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein is scheduled to participate tomorrow in the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. And Israel's latest attacks on the Gaza Strip have killed at least 11 Palestinians. Hello and welcome again. His Majesty King Abdullah called on Arab and friendly countries to participate in launching a humanitarian corridor to break the siege imposed on Gaza and deliver emergency aid. Delivering Jordan's address at the extraordinary Arab and Islamic Summit in Riyadh, the King said urgent action must be taken to end the aggression, the killing, the destruction and escalation in the region. King Abdullah highlighted the need for serious positions and tangible efforts to end the tragedy, save people in Gaza and provide the assistance they need. King Abdullah reaffirmed the need to immediately stop the war on Gaza and Lebanon, protect the innocent and end the destruction to prevent pushing the region into an all-out war for which everyone will pay the price. The King said the international community's failure to stop Israel's war on Gaza has led to its escalation against the Palestinian people in the West Bank, violations of Islamic and Christian holy sites in Jerusalem, and the war on Lebanon. And on the sidelines of the summit, His Majesty met with Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. King Abdullah praised the efforts of Saudi Arabia under the leadership of the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, in uniting Arab and Islamic positions to serve the issues of the nation, particularly the Palestinian cause. His Majesty emphasized the need to end the Israeli war on Gaza and Lebanon, stressing the importance of strengthening humanitarian response to the catastrophe facing the Palestinians in Gaza. The meeting also dealt with the deep-rooted ties between the two countries and keenness to further strengthen them in various fields. King Abdullah also met with the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, United Arab Emirates Vice President and Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati. The meetings focused on the urgent need to intensify Arab and international efforts to end the Israeli war on Gaza and Lebanon and to de-escalate tension in the region. Deputizing for His Majesty King Abdullah, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein is scheduled to participate tomorrow in the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP29 hosted by Azerbaijan in Baku. Crown Prince Al Hussein is due to deliver Jordan's address at the conference and hold meetings on the sidelines of the event with a number of heads of state and delegation, as well as representatives of UN and international organizations. The conference, which kicked off today, is one of the most prominent international platforms for discussing climate change issues, with a focus on supporting efforts of developing countries in addressing the impact of climate change. Over to the Gaza Strip now, where Israeli military strikes have killed at least 11 Palestinians in Gaza since last night. In attacks overnight and into today, medics said 7 people were killed in Ansirat refugee camp in central Gaza in 2 separate Israeli airstrikes. Another Israeli airstrike also killed 4 Palestinians in the northern town of Beit Lahia. Israeli occupation forces also sent tanks into the western side of Ansirat camp in a new incursion into central Gaza. Residents said Israeli tanks opened fire as they rolled into that sector of the camp, causing panic among the population and displaced families. And at Kamal Adwan Hospital near Beit Lahia, medics said Israeli fire from a drone wounded 3 medical workers in the facility. Hezbollah said the Israeli military has been unable to occupy even a single village in Lebanon since launching its ground operations in September. Lebanon's national news agency also reported that the death toll from an Israeli raid on the town of Qasr in the Al Hermel district has risen to 5. Nearly 3,200 people have been killed and more than 14,000 others wounded in Israeli attacks across Lebanon since the war on Gaza began in October last year. Meanwhile, head of media office of Hezbollah, Mohammed Afif, said the group has not received any proposals on a truce. His remarks came hours after Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar said that progress had been made in Lebanon's ceasefire talks, but that enforcement remained the most important element. Thank you so much for your time.